Yeah, I'm a retired clinical scientist. I worked in medical physics for 40 years. I've been married for 40 years this year, and we have three daughters and a granddaughter. I worked in nuclear medicine and radiation protection work for most of that time. Initially, I looked after a nuclear medicine department. I was head of nuclear medicine for about 15 of the last 15 of about 30 years. And I gradually moved into radiation protection issues and was an RPA for about 10 years. And then I moved gradually into diagnostic radiology, which was scientific support for mainly X-ray and CT, but a little bit of nuclear medicine still. Nuclear medicine, it's important that the work is done rigorously so that the test results mean what they're supposed to mean and that they're not drifting or calculated incorrectly. And then in diagnostic radiology, it's important that the machines work correctly and that radiation safety is handled correctly, both protect staff, patients, the general public, but also to comply with the legal requirements so that hospitals don't get prosecuted. To be fairly blunt, when I was at school, I had no idea. I had the concept of 3 different jobs and no more. And I basically ended up at university because there was so much unemployment basically at the end of the 1970s. I drifted into university to avoid being on the dole. But in the second year of university, I decided that I needed to sort myself out, and I wanted to do something where whatever talents I might have and energies I might have, I'd sort of use it to other people's benefit to some extent. And I went to the careers library and found medical physics, and then I kind of pursued that fairly doggedly until I managed to find a job in it. I'm probably a little bit hampered by not having worked since last October, having retired. But I do think that one of the areas where people like radiation protection people could help or could have helped and possibly help in the future is helping the public understand risk factors, because they're very familiar with risk factors and the subtleties. And I think in a future crisis, they should be called on to educate the public better about how viruses might spread and what the risk factors are and how the risk factors interact. And they've got that subtle understanding that I've not seen on the news since the pandemic started. But I think because of the rigor of sciences, they're very good at getting things organized, and I think that would be where they would come in the future. You know, they're very good at problem solving as well. When I read this question, I struggled a little bit because I don't think I'm really that interesting. So I thought, well, perhaps I'll put it this way: I like to think that I'm good at gardening, but I know I'm not. And part of the reason why I know I'm not is that I can go out in the garden to do something, and I can see a bird or an insect, and 2 hours will go by with me watching this bee mess about in a flower, and I won't get the job done. I haven't worked on anything much to do with medical physics, I've worked a little at a food bank. I've done 3 mornings a week of packing food bags and delivering them around the centre of Birmingham. But I do have one other little string to my bow, which is I'm on an education and exam committee with the Royal College of Radiologists. Registrar radiologists have to pass a physics exam before they can become consultants, and I'm on the committee that sets the questions. So I've been doing a little bit of that in the background. Basically, other people, contact with other people in a difficult time, the things that have kept me going. Family and contact with friends are the things that make you feel that it's all going to come out eventually, and it'll work out. And also, having a faith gives you a longer view. You don't see everything from in terms of a 5-minute break.